Good evening. We're back. Yes, it's kind of late, but we are here. So we want to go ahead and talk about what's happening where we are. So let's do it real quick. So it's going to be a review and breakdown of where we were earlier. Some of the things that we talked about on this morning's live, along with some of the things that I'm adding to this conversation. So we're gonna, like I said, begin, where we left off, and that was TSM. Um, Knowing and hoping that we could have a positive day. Wasn't too bad, wasn't too good. It was sort of in the middle. At least for day one, this is going to be a swing trade that's going to last several days, maybe even several weeks. Depends. All depends on how long it takes to hit these targets, TP1 and TP2. So it depends on how long it takes to hit the targets, and that's if it even lives. Remember, the sentiment is not very high, even on very, very powerful advanced patterns like a bullish advanced shark pattern. But in the last 12 hours, this is a 4 hour chart. In the last, we'll do 16 hours, four times four. Last 16 hours since the pattern filled, it's been about even. So you come in, you fill with a bearish candle, you immediately open up with a bullish candle. You come back around to a bearish candle and then another bluish candle. So you see it really trying to fight its way through. And the other things that I talked about earlier, you kind of, that are working in your favor, such as the bullish divergence. So TSM uh, looks like it's fighting and going to try to hang in there. And if I, last but not least, if we flip over through the back, we see that it was definitely a green day. So that's a pretty good sign. I went from the 4 hour to the day, and at least TSM did finish with a green day. Not very much, kind of even, kind of almost what you would call like sort of like that doji look, indecisive. But we're gonna have to find out. But so far in our analysis, we were right. This did hang in there. It was the right time to enter. It did not get smoked. Today wasn't as bad as a lot of the doom and gloom that you're going to see out there in conversations with people who are not professional traders and things of that sort. And especially the media, they're not doing this thing any good with all the fear and fear mongering that you see going on out there. And you'll see a lot of the reasons why I'm so against that in this video here, just showing that yes, there's been um, a lot of falling in a lot of the stock markets overall, and they talk about how many trillions of dollars being wiped off the table. But those things, I mean, these things happen every day, all the time anyway. Not to the degree of something that we're seeing in this climate. I see one viewer in the building. Welcome in, whoever you are. Say hello, hit the like button if you don't mind, so you can. So the algorithm can let other people know that we're live here. We're going to break down some really phenomenal things. Um, Next up would be Make 'em Technology. Uh, like I said, sometimes you just gotta know what you're doing, know what you're looking at. You gotta sit back, relax, and wait for your setups to come. Filled bat pattern, and of course, we're on the daily chart. This is a green day. It was a wonderful winning day for these guys over at Make 'em Technology. Not too much to say. Like I said, we just want to spread some cheer. We just want to show that things can be positive, and especially I would like to get us into a case to where there's nothing but just bearish setups to go off of. But we're still falling into these bullish setups. But there is a problem with that. Is the current climate has allowed a lot of the bullish setups to actually lose. So taking a few losses, and that's for everybody in the market. But like I said, we just want to show the bright side. We want to be positive and show the bright side. Show the opportunities that can come if you're patient and allow your setups like this. This is not too bad. This stock is sitting at $100 right now, so almost affordable for almost any trader or investor in the market. They can trade this right here. Apple is an interesting one. Apple, what's interesting on two fronts. One, when he filled his Gartley pattern, he immediately reacted in a positive fashion. Then You had the news that came and made him push down. Now, the other part of this is that this would not have hit your stop loss. Let's say you're using a 113 inversion stop loss. You still would have been alive. You'd have been pretty mad, and you would have only recovered out of your drawdown about 50%. But you would not have been happy by that, and it probably would have scared the hell out of you, and you probably would have just closed the position. To be honest with you, looking at that, you can see it would have absolutely survived, but it probably would have scared the heck out of most traders. They look at a chart and see that, or looked at their account and they would have been down. This is not a cheap stock at all. You entering that stock at $224, and you look up and you see, you're down $217. You're not going to be happy at all. But it did survive, and it actually did close green. So remember, we want to bring some positivity and talk about some of the good things that are happening. We don't do all the doom and gloom over here. We're going to talk about what happens harmonically, and what happens according to structure, and what happens according to Fibonacci. And we'll try to bring as much truth to these topics as we can. Not necessarily saying that Microsoft is just going to go on this major run. I really can't say that. There's not a lot to go off of, especially when you continue to create lower lows like these. So this low taking out this low and this low here. So that will you definitely have to be mindful of that. And you got to be careful with that. When you get lower low, lower close, that's usually telling you that you're closer to the path of trend continuation, especially violating this low over here. This is really, really big that it violated this one. Its only hope is that this Gartley pattern could save it up out of that, to be honest with you. That's the only hope for Apple. But the opportunity is there. Like I said, a lot of traders who are trading in Apple, regardless of your level, big time, small dog, whatever, would have been happy when this happened, but sad when this part happened. But feeling okay that he would have came and got about half of that back. Just got to see what happens tomorrow. So that's Apple. We're going to run through. You see, if I think I would have about 10 of these, so we won't be here long. We're just going to talk. Remember, this is just a review. And anything that you might want to see me talk about, if you come into the building, just go ahead and post it in the chat, and I'll do a quick breakdown for you. We did talk about these guys over here, Nvidia Semiconductor and the semiconductor family. I did bring a couple of these semiconductor dudes to talk out. It's going to be a very, very important market, a very important sector to talk about with all the things that are going on in the computing space and technology. When people start talking chips and stuff like that. So that's where these guys fall. A smaller player, kind of new to the game, as you see that their stock is very cheap, in the $2 range. But I want to show you something on this. So even though that's at the $2 range, they have a 1 year price target of $3.61, meaning that they are projecting this to pretty much come back up here and test these highs up here. That could be brought to you by, so you saw this family running and you saw it do it before. Let me back up and just show you real quick. So the good thing about it is, yes, it's harmonic, and yes, it will react to advanced pattern recognition. It will react to harmonic patterns, as you see. I talked about this guy earlier. As you see, boom, a winner here, big winner here, rallying up from $1.75 all the way up to almost $5. Killer trade. Any investor would have been happy had they known that there was a bullish butterfly pattern that was filling. But again, you have to understand advanced pattern recognition to take advantage of these types of entries. So you get the winner there. Okay, no big deal. You get one target winner there. And then no sooner than that, he comes back and he makes the smaller blue guy right there. Now, we're still in the middle of that blue guy right there. Come down, fill perfectly without any drawdown behind it, which is amazing, right? For him to just come in and fill and not draw down, not send you any pain, and react, right? And react and give you some winnings, give you some winnings from 222 to 267. Not a lot, but it would also depend on how many shares you bought. If you come in and you swinging in hard and you buying 2, 3, 4, 500, 1,000 shares, and this thing goes up $1, then you've really, really hit, But the problem is he came and took it back. But then the other part on the flip side is when he took it back, he created another advanced pattern, that blue one right there, which is a bat pattern. And that one just walked all day to the park. So that was very good for me today, because this is one of the ones I said, you know what? I'm just hanging in there and staying in there. And this one was very, very good. Phil, not too much pain. Just a few cents in the morning, and then boom, he takes off. He does his thing. The problem is now that's basically a 2 target winner. And he might want to correct or come back some. Okay, that's the only problem is it might take some time, and this it's might not be even worth it to stay in here. It might go ahead, take the winnings, close this position, and go look to put that money somewhere else. But I wanted to use this, just to kind of like brag. You guys understand I do have probably an unfriendly bias when it comes to harmonic patterns and advanced pattern recognition. Anyway, that's what it would have looked like today, just for today, if you understood advanced pattern recognition and you were looking for something to trade. And you could have got this, not in the form of a signal, but if you had saw my post live earlier and you were looking for something to take advantage of, this would have been your guy. Say hello when you come into the building. Hit the like button if you're new to this channel. Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get into the pattern of going live in the morning before, in the pre-market before it opens, breaking down opportunities that are coming up, and then post-market when the market closed, breaking down what happened. And then when we're doing this, sometimes we're able to find additional potential setups, even though we do not provide trade advice or trade signals here at the Harmonic Trading Club on our YouTube channel. We're not financial advisors. All right. Good guy here. A lot of people are not aware of this. All the doom and gloom, scaring people to death, scaring the hell out of people. Look, Meta's got a winning day. Meta should, in technical theory, should have a very, very good couple of days with this filled bat pattern. And to just kind of speak to that a little bit deeper, we'll just go ahead and we'll write his targets on here. And if he is able to hit both of his targets, there's some probability. We just really need the market to just kind of settle out a little bit and we can get back to business how we were doing. But that'll basically be the TP1. And then this 618 retracement of BTP2. And not only that, I'll just go ahead and write this in here real quick. TP1 and TP2. And if we just wanted to, take it a step further, it would look like this for entering. The problem is Meta's a very expensive stock. That's the problem. Meta's a very expensive stock, but it would have looked like this here, long. And that's if he can even get up there. But it's Meta, who knows? Something like tighten that up a little bit. I'm not going to put the real correct stop loss on there. But either way it goes, what I'm trying to say on this is, yes, see if we go on volume. Yes, you come down, fill, and then you start rolling up with a green, red, but green. And if I come back to the day for this, yes, it was a green day for Meta. So like I said, we want to talk about the good because not everything is all bad. It's not as bad as they're saying. Yes, there have been some very bad days. Yes, if you go look at your 401k, you're going to get a little worried. Yes, if you look at your company stock, if your company has given you some stock, you're going to get a little worried. But I really think that everything is going to be okay. All right. Who are these guys? Is Micron? Who is this? Yeah, Micron Technology. Again, so the special thing about this one right here is filling this bat pattern, and you get this is back in December. But after you get this retest of it, let me keep that on. After you get this, you get the fill, you get the retest, that's okay. You get a bang, a clear winner, right? So the thing about this is the structure in which he filled and gave you that winner. All he's doing is giving you another opportunity way back here in March from the same one that initiated in February. He's basically giving you the same entry again. I'm not saying should you suggest the same type of price action, but what if you could? That's why you want to be ready for a setup like this, and you kind of just want to go ahead and find yourself a stop right up under here somewhere and say, if you come down to $82, then I'm out. Other than that, I'm going for this ride. That'll allow you to take this thing from $90 to, maybe about 107. Beautiful opportunity. But it's amazing that this thing came back right to the entry, right? Came right back to the same place where you would have entered on your bat pattern to get a second shot, a second attempt to get in this. That's amazing. That's pretty amazing. So, Micron. SoundHound is basically kind of like, my sentiment is to sit back and wait. Don't really need to be trying to take no shots on SoundHound. Let SoundHound come down and fill you on this bad pattern. And then maybe depending on what happens, I don't think they can go too much lower than $6. I mean, they got some great customers and they're making money. You see their earnings. I think they had just had an earning, but look at this market capitalization, 3.6 billion, earnings report in 58 days. I did have it somewhere, but anyway, company's doing very well. So SoundHound, Sit back and wait, let that fill. And as many times as I get a chance to show you, when I tell you guys, you project it, right? Identify, predict, decide, execute. You find your setup. Some of these things you just have to wait a little bit for. So we're on the daily chart. This is probably going to take, you'll probably won't know about this until next Monday, probably 3 or 4 days. You'll know if you'll be able to trade SoundHound at $6.30. Where your targets will be, it's really kind of hard to say. We have to wait and around and get there first. And when we get there, we'll look at it again and we'll see if the opportunity is there. And if the opportunity is there, if you see this video, that's up to you. If it makes sense to me, if it fits my trading rules, I'll probably take the shot. All right, real big dogs. Okay, so now let's move over to the big guys. This is ASML. Now the problem with ASML is the largest in the semiconductor space. I know a lot of people think that TSM is. It's not. It's these guys right here. Look at their stock price. You know, this is their stock price. So it's broken up in two, right? So this is their shares. $690 a share has been in the 700s, almost $800 a share. It tells you how big these guys are. These are real top dogs. But the way that it's divided is it's on a whole nother, it's on the Euronext exchange. It's on a completely different exchange. So you can't trade it there unless you got access to trade that exchange. A broker that will allow you to trade that exchange. But you can trade the shares that are attached to it on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, so that's what we're looking at now. The New York Registry shares tracks the other one that's on the Euronext. To make it simple, that's basically what's happening there. And this one, I wanted to talk about it because it's very important. It's in that tech space. It's in that tech sector and field cipher pattern. So that's something, you're not going to see me just pass that up and not talk about it. Come down, field, dance around a little bit, and then close with a green candle. So that was pretty good. So this one is a quick one. We don't have to say too much about it, but like I said, we're just bringing some positivity, some light back since everybody's so down and everybody just thinks that we're at the end and we're all going to get destroyed. Intel. Okay, so back to the technology. Like I said, this video was going to have a lot of technology in it. We're moving through. We're not going to be here that long. Can't wait till we can come back in the morning. But Intel filled back a lot of bad patterns. You guys realizing that? A lot of bad patterns here. But Intel come down, fill at the 886, retracing the X2A, fill green day. Beautiful. Kind of hard to talk about the targets. Oh, here's the other good thing about Intel. Look at its price. It's just something that you could trade with this opportunity at less than $20 on the dot. Beautiful, if you got some spare money set aside and if you really know how to set these things up, of course, make sure that you consult with your financial advisor first, consult with somebody else first, but the opportunity is there. And I don't think that you can get hurt too bad because, to be honest with you, I don't think Intel can fall any further. As you saw it just consolidate and dance around a little bit, and then finally go up, get this pattern, and then we'll see what happens. So kind of safe, not too risky. I will say that about it for Intel. Beautiful. And again, getting rid of the doom and gloom, getting rid of the scary. The world is falling. Everybody's going to die. Getting rid of that field opportunity to get long, oversold, and a little bit of bullish divergence. Not bad at all. We need something to put a smile on our face at this point. We've got to find the joy and the happiness somewhere. It's Bit Digital, company that invest in coin mining and coin mining companies. Anything in the crypto space, that's what this company does. Comes down, daily chart, been dancing around with this for a while, fills a bad pattern, dances around, takes the profits back, and now finishes up with a green day right here today. Not bad at all. Hanging in here, waiting. Very, 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 very cheaply priced. Not going to kill you. $2.37 today. Like opening up at $2.15 up to $2.37. So a positive day for them. Not the best of days, but a positive day. So who else? I'm not going to talk about him because that's my Walmart. Wanted to throw a retailer in there real quick. I probably need to do a video with just all retailers, but I wanted to throw a retailer in there real quick. And not too bad. The only thing is he's not filled yet. Remember, it's kind of like I said, plan, plot, strategize. Identify, predict, decide, execute. Wait for Walmart to come down to $86.30. Right, so not filled yet. That was the point I wanted to make in this. Not filled yet, but you see the red candle right here. You see the red candle, and you can pretty much assume that he wants to come and fill the butterfly pattern. And then once the butterfly pattern is filled, you are already oversold. The only thing you're going to need to go with it is the bullish divergence. And if you are able to get that, then you should have a positive reaction. I can't say what to do, what degree, because of the condition of the market. But sometime tomorrow we should see Walmart drop off a couple of more dollars from 87 to what I say 86, and then the opportunity should be present. But you'd have to check again. All right, Google. This one is a little bit tough. No advanced pattern, but there is a classic pattern forming in the form of a head and shoulders. You come down here, left shoulder come up, new structure low, head come up, and then right shoulder. If price action can come down a little bit to where I have this kind of like lined off right here, right, at least right here. So meaning you're gonna need a wick to come down and at least touch that right there. All right, so I'll make it fast. We can see it. So if that does happen, then you'll be able to trade this head and shoulders pattern back up. Another thing about this is this would be considered basically your starting point down here at the head, and then you get a higher high, higher close, right? So you basically got a new structure high, right? Violating and taking out by closing above the previous high. Okay, so really you could kind of ignore the left side, even though, of course, what you do in the methodology is look left, structure leaves clues. You are looking left. The clue is that you closed higher than this, and you can kind of forget about that for a second and focus on what happened. So the higher high, higher close is outside return or retracement here, and then just looking to see to what degree was that, to see if it's satisfactory or deep enough. And as you can see, if he can wig down and play this head and shoulders, it'll almost be a 618 retracement, right? So this retracement will probably be close. You kind of want that thing to come and flirt with the 618 zone here, and that's why that is a kill zone to get up out of and trade this out of. That's the reason why, because you have things that are working in your favor to build a high enough score to trade that out of there. Not saying that that's going to happen, but you got to trade what you see. And if you have a potential head and shoulders, if you trade the head and shoulders pattern, then this might be a viable opportunity, especially with a higher high, higher close, new structure high, outside return, retracement correction, 61%, right? And then all you would have to do, you can ignore my extreme target up here, but then the only thing that you would need to do is first just project using A to B is equal to CD pattern, take A and B, clone it. This is basically how to remember, predict, identify, predict, right? So you know that you'd have a target up here because A to B is equal to C and D, and this will be your target, and that lines in line perfectly with the previous structure when looking left, okay? Which is this guy right here. All right, so that all makes sense from a technical perspective. Plus, this is probably like a 127 extension of the low to the high. So you're lining all this stuff up. You're doing all your work, right? And the only thing is you need the market to play fair with you. You would need Google, in this case, to play fair with you. Google is still very affordable at $165. But if you notice, here's the 127 extension. Here is our target based off of A to B is equal to C, D. So we could go one more step higher and bring on the 1414. And if you notice, the 1414 is directly, this is what you would call racial confluence, crossing over. So the 1414 extension of this low to this high is absolutely in line with the A to B is equal to CD pattern. They complete at the same place. So that lets you know your projection is right? You see, if you can get in here, if Google is going to turn around and let you get involved, you know where the target is, hands down, no questions to be asked. So we had to spend a little bit more time there, kind of do a breakdown using something else. Remember, we don't only do advanced patterns. We know a whole bunch of stuff. That toolbox is loaded with all kind of ammunition. Okay, and that's how you want to be. You want to be fully armed so you can pull out whatever tool you need to attack this market and not always be stuck in one box. All right, cool. You can do something special like that. It'd be great to see if this opportunity does present itself. I need a little bit more information tomorrow morning to see what happens. All right. And last but not least, we're going to stop with AMD because, of course, I wanted to, add some more to the tech space, of course. Why not? But AMD, of course, looking for a bullish butterfly pattern. And also A to B is equal to C, D pattern. The market, you see him waking down. So now this, just instilling more confidence to you guys that that's what the market wants to do. He reached down with that wick because he wants to fill the pattern, which will be here. He wants to fill the A to B is equal to CD pattern, and he wants to fill the butterfly pattern, which is going to be coming out of this zone here if he fills. And then we got to, kind of like hold tight and see if he's going to react in our favor, right? So I wanted to do, and we see it. We see the red bars working. We just need them to come down and drop into the zone here, and then we'll be able to make a decision if we're able to trade that out of there, and that would be AMD. The other amazing thing about AMD is right now AMD is at $96, and if it does come and fill this pattern, that means you'll be buying AMD at $93 and about 85 cents, something like that. So that was a very, very quick rundown. We could have added more, but we wanted to hit some tech. I mean, it's just way too much. If I stay here and break down everything, we'll be here all night. This gave us a chance to just make a pretty quick live in just 25 minutes. Got to put some teaching in here, got to do some technical analysis, got to talk about the good. We were able to leave a lot of the other politics and bull stuff out of here. So tomorrow looks like it could be a very good day if the things that we started with maintain and hold, like if TSM does what he's supposed to do, if MTSI does what he's supposed to do. I don't know about Apple, but you guys get where I'm going with this. So I think that's pretty much going to be it. We can tie it up here. Like the video if you happen to come across this and make your way through it. Share the video with anyone you know that might be interested in advanced pattern recognition, harmonic patterns, identifying harmonic patterns, or anything pertaining to structure analysis, or who might want to learn how to do this from beginning to end through my playlist, the Harmonic Trading Academy playlist. Go there. You can find each and every one of these techniques explained in detail, broken off. All right. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the morning. You guys take care.